Hey Credit Warriors, welcome to the show. Now we have some more details on the new Republican stimulus bill, which was supposed to be released today. Now it seems that it is delayed, but Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin did appear on CNBC this morning where he shared some details of what he called the base bill, which indicates that Republicans are going to be doing more than one bill. Okay, they're going to be starting with a base bill and perhaps introducing some more things in another smaller bill later on. Now, in his interview, the first thing Mnuchin talks about is the enhanced unemployment insurance. That's that extra $600 a week that people on unemployment get right now, and it's actually ending at the end of the month. So let's look at how he addresses that.
As we've said before, we're not going to continue it in its current form because we're not going to pay people more money to stay at home than work, but we want to make sure that the people that are out there that can't find jobs do get a reasonable wage replacement. So it will be based on approximately 70% wage replacement.
So there you have it. They do want to extend it, but they want to cap it at 70% of your income. So people on unemployment are never going to get more from unemployment than they would have done working. They're going to have to be fast if they're going to do this, though, because it ends at the end of July. So, they've got just over a week in order to extend it. Now, before we get into some of the really juicy stuff, I'm just going to reel you off the list of some of the other things that were mentioned. $105 billion for schools. Some of this depends on schools reopening. Liability protection, tax credits and incentives for companies to hire people, $15 billion in new funding for testing. And then he starts talking about a second round of Paycheck Protection Program loans. These are the loans for small businesses who have been impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. Here's what he says.
There's a lot of bipartisan support for extending the PPP. I've had conversations with Cardin and Rubio, and we want to have second checks for companies whose revenues are down 50% or more and need more money, small businesses, to get people back to work.
So second paycheck protection checks for companies whose revenues are down 50% or more. And it's great that they're actually providing some guidelines with this, because for the first round of the Paycheck Protection Program, you just had to tick a box and said your company had been impacted by the coronavirus. You didn't have to say how or how much or whatever. So it was really, really vague. And this is great news for companies that are still being impacted by it and who have had that massive drop in revenue. Now let's talk about payroll tax cuts and second stimulus checks, because it seems that they have chosen to prioritize a second round of stimulus checks over the payroll tax cut. Remember, the payroll tax cut was at one time something Trump said must be in the bill, otherwise he wouldn't sign it.
One of the issues I think about the payroll tax cut is people get that money over time. So the president's preference is to make sure that we send out direct payments quickly so that in August people get more money. There's no question this worked before. Retail sales was up year over year, 1%. People went out and spent that money in small businesses, and that's having a big impact in the economy. So as I said, it's all about getting money now for kids and jobs.
Sounds like then it's not going to be in the bill.
So when the reporter said at the end there, it's not going to be in the bill, let's just clarify, he was talking about the payroll tax cut. The New York Post seems to have misunderstood this, and they came out with a headline saying that neither a payroll tax cut or a second stimulus check would be in the bill. Quality journalism there. But you heard what Mnuchin said. He wants direct payments to be going out in August. So that does mean direct stimulus payments, economic impact payments are in this bill. Now, it's a shame that they have not released the actual text of this bill yet. And of course, the Democrats took this opportunity to criticize.
Leader McConnell didn't even show up and make a speech this morning. I had it all to myself. Rare moment. But in any case, I hope so, but they're so divided. They're so divided, and there's no leadership from the president.
Fair play to criticize. The Republicans have been a bit slow with this, although I think Schumer probably was exaggerating a little bit at the end there for dramatic effect. Nancy Pelosi seems to be exaggerating the number of deaths that have happened because of COVID-19. Check this out.
2.5 million more Americans have become infected, and 55 million more people have died.
55 million more people have died.
55 million.
Now, I'm sure that was just a slip of the tongue, but we're talking about tragic deaths of people in our country here, so I think they really should be getting these figures right. They're just asking for criticism with that. Anyway, guys, I hope they can get this out as soon as possible and negotiate on it and actually pass it and have the president sign it. Some reports are saying that this bill may be delayed until Monday. It could still come out today, I don't know, but Probably Monday. Anyway, guys, leave your comments below. What do you think of this? If you're into investing, you can get 2 free stocks for signing up with Webull. The link for that is below. Do check that out. It's a great deal. Please subscribe to our channel for more stimulus updates if you are new. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.